Hey guys, welcome back. So today I am gonna sit down and do a get ready with me. I've not done any like makeup looks in forever, so I wanted to kind of just sit down, do my makeup with you guys, show you my like go-to look these days. And also I wanted to sit down and chat with you about my pregnancy because I have not really talked about that at all on my channel. I posted like my reveal video that I had already posted on Instagram, and I just have not, had a chance to dedicate any YouTube time to it. So I felt like that was necessary. I'm just gonna kind of talk to you guys about like the whole experience so far. And at the end, I'm going to include some footage of telling Tommy, my family and friends. Some of that I posted on Instagram and TikTok already, and then some you have not seen yet. So a little insider access for you guys. So yeah, that's today's video. I apologize in advance for getting out of breath. I just get out of breath really easily. That was just like one of my first symptoms, and a lot of you guys like picked up on it, that I can't like talk and breathe at the same time, so it's a little bit of a struggle. But anyways, let's get ready, because these days when I put makeup on, I feel better. I don't know, that's like one of like the things I'm adjusting to during pregnancy, is just like not feeling like myself, not feeling like, this sounds weird, but not feeling as like beautiful or whatever. I just feel like I look ugly and gross, and putting makeup on does feel better once I have it on, but yeah. Anyways, so before I get into the makeup, I'm gonna apply my favorite face oil. This is from Alpha H. It's the Golden Haze face oil. They are sponsoring today's video. I am absolutely obsessed with this. As you can see, it's pretty much empty. I'm about to start my third bottle. I also love the liquid gold eye cream from them. I'm just a huge fan of their brand. But the Golden Haze face oil, I talked about this in a previous video, but I love this in my nighttime skincare routine. So much so that I decided to start wearing it underneath makeup, and it is just life-changing. And especially this time of year when it's getting like drier and colder and your skin is just like looking not that cute, this is just amazing. And I'm someone who has combination skin, so I've always been a little bit weary about putting oil underneath makeup, but this oil is so different. It's like almost like a dry oil texture. It dries down and it's not greasy at all. It doesn't make me get greasy throughout the day. It's packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and it's great for just locking in moisture, protecting the skin barrier, and helps with firmness, elasticity, and it's the best face oil I've ever tried. And I'm not just saying that because they're sponsoring today's video. I use this every single day, twice a day. And I think I said this in my last video, but I love that when you apply a face oil, it's not like another cream that's gonna pill up on you. It just really absorbs into the skin, and you can use this after you're using all of like your active serums, or just during the daytime. It has antioxidants in there as well. Overall, obsessed. And it's going to be on sale during Cyber Week, 20% off at Nordstrom, which is amazing. So if you guys are interested in picking this up, I will have it linked below. Definitely pick it up while it's on sale. I believe the Alpha H website is going to be having their own sale. I'll put the details of that on screen as well. So now into the makeup. I'm going to start off with the iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. I wear shade Golden Medium. I've been raving about this on Instagram. It's just amazing. It's more of like a satin matte skin tint, and it wears like a foundation. It wears so well, and it feels like nothing. Man, I just love it. But anyways, right now I am 22 weeks pregnant, so we are more than halfway there. My due date is March 20th, which I'm a little bit nervous because March weather in upstate New York is a little bit frightening. Like, I feel like half the time we're getting huge snowstorms, so we will see about that. But 22 weeks pregnant, I have been overall feeling really good in comparison to a lot of, people I know that have been pregnant that have had terrible, terrible morning sickness. I have lucked out in that department. I had a lot of nausea, I would say, towards the end of the first trimester, like 10, 11, 12, 13, those weeks. I was very, very nauseous, but I never threw up, knock on freaking wood, but never threw up at all. I would just get really, really nauseous, and then if I ate something, it would pretty much go away. So I was really lucky in that department to not be throwing up or like being on the toilet all day, because I know a lot of women have that problem, and I don't know. One of my best friends is pregnant right now, and she had the worst experience, and I just felt so bad for her. I'm like, I wanted to take some of that away from her, because I'm like, I'm over here feeling pretty good and you're dying. So I was really fortunate for that. Most of the time, I honestly don't even feel like I am pregnant. Like I said, I get out of breath really easy. My main symptoms, I would say, would be just I am exhausted. All the time, I am exhausted. It doesn't matter that now I'm in the second trimester. I have just been so tired. I only want to sleep. Right now, I'm able to sleep a lot, but in the beginning, that's not the concealer I want to use. In the beginning, I was having like really bad insomnia. I could not sleep at all, but now I just want to sleep nonstop. So next we have concealer. This is the Doll Skin Anti-Stress Perfecting Concealer. I got this in the mail recently, and I really like it. It has like depuffing ingredients in there. But yeah, I was taking Unisom a lot, which is for nausea, but it also is like something that helps you sleep at night, and it was really, really helpful for me, but I don't take that anymore. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, because a lot of people were asking me this, I did that whole video about like going off birth control like 2 years ago, and I have been using the Natural Cycles app ever since as my birth control, which is like pretty much it like tracks your cycle based on your basal body temperature, and it tells you when you're fertile, when you're not. So a lot of people are like, well, does that mean the app doesn't work? That is not the case at all. After we had our wedding in March, I was being way less careful about it. Like before March, I was like, I don't want to get pregnant before the wedding. I don't want to be pregnant at my wedding. I was like very, very, on top of things, like, using protection if it was like a red day. Like red means like don't do it if you're trying not to be pregnant. So after the wedding, I was just like not really paying attention to it. Like I would still take my temperature every day in the morning, like out of habit, but like I wasn't like checking to see. So it wasn't that I was like necessarily trying, but I wasn't not trying, you know what I'm saying? So it was the day that this baby was conceived, it was a red day, in fact. But it was like a red day 5 days before like my ovulation day was supposed to begin. So it told me not to. I just clearly wasn't paying attention. So I would still absolutely recommend Natural Cycles, and I definitely will go back to using that after pregnancy and all that. But yeah, we are having a girl, by the way. I posted the gender reveal on Instagram. I'm sorry that I post things on Instagram, but it's just like more people see it there. Whereas on YouTube, like my views are like relatively low on here. And that's just kind of like the way the world is right now. I feel like people are just more likely to hit play on a reel or TikTok. So yeah, we're having a girl. I'm super excited. I really didn't care either way, but what's funny is Tommy really wanted a girl. He did not want a boy. So he was really excited that it was a girl. And I found out before him because I did the NIPT testing or whatever it's called, like the blood work, and they tell you on there, and they send all the results to your phone. So the results were on my phone. I could not look. I could not wait till he got home from work. Like, he got home from work at like 8 at night, and I'm like, dude, that ain't gonna happen. I can't like not look. It's on my phone. Like, what do you want me to do? So I surprised him. We did like the golf ball thing. So he hit it off, and he's like, I kind of knew it was gonna be a girl because I wanted to tell him so bad. Okay, so I found out the results, and we were gonna do the golf thing when he got home at night, but it was already dark. And then I was like, dude, I need to tell you. Like, I need to tell someone this information because I wasn't gonna, tell anyone, but I needed to like get it out. And he's like, I knew it was a girl because you probably would not have been that excited to tell me if it was a boy because I knew he wanted a girl, But I was kind of surprised because, based on my symptoms and like all of like the wives' tales and not being like really sick, like my best friends, they have had girls and, they had really bad morning sickness, and they're like, there's no way you're having a girl because, you've been feeling so great, and girls make you feel terrible usually. So that just kind of goes to show that it's a wives' tale. So I was a little bit surprised. Right now I'm using the Haus Labs translucent powder. I do like this, but you get even less product than the Ilia, so I don't love that. And it's supposed to be the shade Neutral Peach, but I don't see any peach. Like, it's pretty much only translucent. So anyways, yes, we're having a girl. We do have a name picked out already. I thought it was going to be like a nightmare process, but we just found one that we loved, and we love it. It's just like so perfect. So I'm not going to be sharing that until the birth, but it'll be interesting to see if anyone guesses it. I don't really feel like anyone would, but you never know. So if you have any guesses, let me know. We don't have a middle name yet. That's something we have not decided. We're kind of wanting to use like a family name, so we will see like what goes best. Right now I'm using the Armani Luminous Silk Powder shade 9 for my bronzer. I did not end up recording myself finding out. I know a lot of people like will record themselves like looking at the pregnancy test. I did not do that. Mainly because it felt weird to me. Like, when you're filming other people's reaction, they have no idea what's coming or like what it's even about. When it's yourself, it's like, like what's coming, and what the two possible answers are. So it felt weird. And also I had a strong feeling that it was going to be positive because I waited until I was a week late before I took a test. So I've never been a week late in my whole life. So I was like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be positive. So when I looked at the results and it was positive, I was just like, yeah, I knew. It didn't really sink in for me. I honestly still has not sunk in, but it hasn't sunk in for me. So I have the KAJA Neutral Moment, which is all neutrals, if you can see. Yeah. And then we have this one, it's called Toasted Caramel. And you guys, these colors, like these are the only colors I would ever realistically choose for my makeup. So pretty perfect there. First, I'm just gonna go in with my bronzer, do that in the crease. My first symptoms, this was actually like super random, and I ended up looking it up after I found out I was pregnant because I was like looking back and I was like, I wonder if that was a symptom. But we had, we went out for like 4th of July and I found out I was pregnant. I think it was like July. I'll have to put the date on screen because I honestly don't remember the exact date, but it was like maybe July like 18th or like 13th, something like around there in the teens. But around 4th of July, I remember I got like it was the middle of summer and all of a sudden I had like this really bad sore throat and my armpits hurt So it was like 4th of July and I got this sore throat. And then the next week we had, went to the Dave Matthews concert, and the next day I had the worst like armpit pain. Like I had been walking around on crutches, and I'm like, this makes no sense. And like, if it was any other concert, I would have been like, oh, it's because I was like, you know, dancing and doing things with my hands. But Dave Matthews concerts, everyone is just sitting in the crowd stoned. I don't smoke weed, so I wasn't stoned, but I was like, that's not a concert where people are like up and moving. Like the crowd just like sits there baked. So I was just like, that doesn't really make sense. But I had like the worst like sore armpits for weeks. Like even after I found out I was pregnant, it was just like so sore. And I read that sore throat is one thing because your body's like trying to fight off like this foreign thing. And then also the armpits, I guess, has something to do with like your boobs and like breast milk or something. So those are like my first symptoms, and those are not like the main symptoms that you think of. I know a lot of people get like really nauseous and all that. But no, those were like my main symptoms. And honestly, in the beginning, I didn't feel like anything else. Like I didn't like feel really sick or anything. So those were my main symptoms at first. And then another symptom that I had, and I feel like people do not really talk about this that much, and I feel like they should because it's kind of scary, but one of like the main symptoms that I've had like throughout the pregnancy, not so much right now, but definitely the first trimester, like everything up until I want to say like 12, 13 weeks, is I had a lot of cramping. And I feel like it's really scary because it feels like period cramps. Like honestly, being pregnant, especially in the beginning, feels like a combination of being hungover and on your period, which sounds miserable, but you know, you just feel like tired, you feel nauseous, you have headaches, and then you have like cramping. Like I had so much cramping, and it's scary because you think, oh my God, am I, you know, having a miscarriage? Is something wrong? Like, why am I having cramps? Like you associate cramps with a period, and I had like really bad cramping for like 2 months, like especially at night. And my doctor was like, honestly, that's very, very normal, and it's just your uterus basically growing and stretching, you know, because they're growing a baby in there. So that's one symptom I wish I knew was like more common, because it was really scary to me. And like honestly, you know, I still do this, being like every time I get up and go to the bathroom, like I will check my toilet paper to like make sure like I'm not like bleeding. Like I don't know why, but I still check it like every time. Like I just am so just like paranoid and scared. And I don't know, I just wanted to say that like if you are having cramping all the time, like it can be just like a normal thing. It's not always like detrimental to you or the baby. So that's something I wish I knew like beforehand. But overall, I've been feeling pretty good physically. Mentally, I've had so much anxiety. I just feel so anxious. Like that's partly why I wanted to wait so long for announcing, because I just was so nervous and anxious. And you know, I still am, because you know, there's nothing is, you know, guaranteed, but it's just like so scary. You don't know if the baby is doing well in there, especially when you can't feel them moving. Like I just started feeling her moving in the past like 2 weeks. Like every night when I'm laying down, I can feel her like moving in there, like kicking around, kicking my vagina like all day. But before that, it's so scary not knowing like, okay, are they alive in there? So I did end up getting one of those Doppler things. I will link the one I got. I know some people don't recommend them because they're like, oh, if you can't find it, it'll give you more anxiety. But it actually gave me a lot of peace of mind in between doctor appointments when I couldn't feel her moving yet. So I don't know, something to maybe think about, I guess. You know, ask your doctor, whatever, talk to them. But it did help give me peace of mind. But it's definitely a very worrisome experience, and I know that's never going to go away. Like, I know I'm just going to be worried for the rest of my life, so that'll be fun. Right. Now I'm just going in with that other KAJA, the toasted caramel. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Fall vibes. But yeah, overall, I'm just really excited, and I feel like it hasn't really set in or like kicked in that I am going to have a human child. I know a lot of people are like, I thought you never wanted to have kids. I thought you like hate children. First of all, I've never said that I hate children. I've always kind of been like, I don't know if having kids is right for me. I don't know. But you also have to remember that I've been on YouTube for so freaking long. Like, I was literally like a child when I started this. I need a different brush. I'm just gonna grab my DIOR Glow palette and do the inner corner. What was I saying? You have to remember that I've been on YouTube for so long, and you know, when you're younger, you don't always know what you want. And I've always said this about, you know, marriage and babies. I've never been that person who was like, okay, I want to get married, I want to have babies, I want to do this. Like, I kind of just take life organically as it comes, and I don't think you have to necessarily have your whole life planned out. Like, that's just not my vibe. And you know, there was a certain point where, you know, just going through certain things in life, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to have kids right now. Like, if you had asked me a few years ago, just going through personal things, I would say, and I probably did say, that I didn't see myself having them at that point. But that's how life is. And I don't think, I don't know, it's like another one of those situations where it's just like inappropriate to ask people, you know, when they're having kids, because you just don't know. Like, not everyone knows. In the back of my mind, for some reason, I always had this fear that I would never be able to have children. I don't know why, I just always felt like that. And a lot of the times, like, especially saying it so publicly, like, if I wanted to have kids and then God forbid that I couldn't, that would just be so devastating to me, because then more people would be asking, okay, why are you not having kids yet? Like, if you said you wanted them, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just such a personal topic, and I don't know. It just makes me feel some type of way, and my heart hurts for women out there who are being asked these questions, and like, they, you know, don't know if they can have them, or if they're trying to have them, or it's just like, maybe you don't know yet, or maybe you do know, but it's just like, it's such a personal subject. I just don't understand why we as women feel the need to ask other women such a personal subject. Like, people don't ask men these questions, and it's just like, it's always women asking the questions. Like, a dude has never asked me, when are you having a kid, you know? Like, it's just mind-boggling that women are just like not supportive to each other in this life. Like, life is hard, man. Like, you don't need to be judging or asking such personal questions. I clearly was not prepared. I need something to contour my nose. Use this e.l.f. palette, which they probably don't make anymore. So yeah, I thought I would just quickly touch on that, because I was just getting like really kind of irritated, because people asking me like, oh, how come you decided you want to have kids? That question doesn't sound rude when it's coming out of your mouth. That's like asking someone why you want to have a child. I don't think that anyone needs to explain that, why they do or do not want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just insane to me. So I don't know, maybe you are one of those people who asks people that, but I would encourage you to not, or to stop, because it's rude. So we're almost done. I'm gonna add a little bit of a winging. I'm gonna use my NYX Lift and Snatch. I'm gonna speed this up and not talk through it, or I might just delete the footage and come back with a wing. We'll see, you'll see. So we are back with a wing. I also did my mascara. This is the SWEED Cloud Mascara. This is one of my favorites. I'll have to see if I can find it on sale anywhere, because I don't always have a code, unfortunately. But now I'm just gonna curl my lashes again. I'm just that person who always curls their lashes. after they're dry. I just feel like it makes a big difference. I hope this video is not getting to be too long, but it's so hard to like talk and do makeup and everything at the same time. So let's finish it off with the lip. This is the Rare Beauty Wise lip liner. I lost this, so I had to get a new one. I love these. And this is a really nice like deep brown nude. I love for fall. Speaking of the mouth, that's one other symptom that I've had really bad, is just my gums have been so swollen. Like I'll just be sitting there and they just start bleeding. Like I don't even touch them. And it's just been really uncomfortable. And I floss and do all of that. They just don't want to be cute. They want to be swollen and puffy and bleeding. And then for the lip, I think I'm going to do this Tarte one. It says the Juicy Lip Plump in the shade Forget Me Not. These like look like a gloss. I don't know if this is going to be a good look though. My lips have been so chapped no matter what I do, so hopefully this does not accentuate that. All right, so here's the finished look. I feel like this is a little bit more than my go-to look with the eyeshadow. Usually I just do bronzer in the crease and a little bit in the inner corner, like a little sparkle. But this would be so pretty for Thanksgiving and fall and just general life. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up. I'm going to spritz some of my 22 Auras by Letta because I'm actually leaving the house. Oh my God, every time I smell this, it just is like a dream. It is just so dreamy smelling. I'm obsessed. You need it in your life. Get it for Christmas. Put it on your list. Ask Santa Claus. I don't care who you're asking, but you should get some in your life. So before we go, I wanted to show you guys an ultrasound photo. Like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Some of you guys were like, oh my God, looks just like you. And I'm like looking at my side profile like, oh my God, can you see it? Like, does that look like me? Does it look like me? Do you see it? It looks like she's throwing food up into the air to catch it. And I'm like, relatable. Really relatable. So that's that. There she is. Baby Moore. I haven't changed my last name. Who knows if I will, but I guess she's getting the Moore name. Maybe I'll do Letta as the middle name. Would that be cute? Or is that weird? I don't know. I haven't decided. Anyways, let's get into the footage. Let's get into the goods that you want to see.
What are they? It's something. What?
Just open it.
It's not sunglasses. Are you having a baby?
I didn't know what else to tell you. I didn't know how else to tell you. All right.
Ah.
Mom, you can look.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God! What is that?
It's not a freak.
Is that an ultrasound?
Yes.
I knew it.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness!
Aww.
All right.
I don't even.
Get over here. Oh my God.
Oh wow!
If you didn't know what it is.
What is that, man?
This.
Wait, what did it say?
Can you believe it?
Is it real?
It's real.
Wait, what is it?
Don't show mom.
I had a feeling. I
Oh,
swear to God. I may be little, but I'm going to be a big cousin. Wait. It's to you? It's to you already? Wait a minute. You're pregnant? Yeah. Oh my God. That's the best thing ever. Oh, it's flying right now. I swear to my life, I had a feeling, but I just wanted to say it. I'm like,
Maybe little, but I'm going to be a big
cousin?
Huh?
Get me out of this. There.
Can you get that book for me?
Yes.